Remember that electric car you were eyeing last year? The one promising a greener future? Well, new data suggests you might not be alone if it's no longer on your wish list. Sales figures from early 2024 paint a surprising picture. Electric car purchases are plateauing. Yes, you read that right. After a decade of hype and hefty government incentives, the electric avenue seems to be hitting a roadblock. This isn't a blip, it's a trend. Across key global markets, the initial electric surge is losing steam. While analysts were predicting exponential growth, reality is offering a more sobering picture. What went wrong? Were our electric dreams just a mirage? The answers, it turns out, are complex and challenge the very narrative we've been sold about the future of transportation. This isn't to say electric cars are a failure, far from it. The technology is impressive, and its arrival has spurred much-needed innovation in the automotive industry. But the slowdown reveals a deeper truth. The transition to a fully electric future is proving far more complicated than the glossy brochures and optimistic projections suggested. Buckle up, because we're about to take a hard look at why the electric car revolution is stalling and what it means for the future of how we drive. One major stumbling block? The technology itself. Remember those early promises of electric cars with driving ranges rivaling their gasoline cousins? The reality for many falls short. Range anxiety persists, particularly for those without easy access to home charging. Public charging infrastructure, while improving, remains patchy and inconsistent. Then there's the question of batteries. The heart of any electric car, these powerhouses are expensive, have a limited lifespan, and come with their own environmental baggage. The dream of a truly sustainable, closed-loop battery production cycle remains elusive. While advancements are being made, they aren't happening at the speed needed to match the sky-high expectations set by the industry. Let's not forget software glitches. Early adopters often act as beta testers for new tech, and electric cars are no exception. From finicky infotainment systems to occasional software recalls, the road to an electric future hasn't been without its bumps. These glitches, while often fixable, erode consumer confidence and feed the perception that electric vehicles aren't quite ready for prime time. Let's talk cost. Yes, electric cars, in theory, save you money on gas. But that initial sticker price? Ouch. Electric vehicles remain significantly pricier than their gas-guzzling counterparts. Government subsidies help, but they often aren't enough to bridge the gap for the average consumer. This price disparity creates a paradox. Those most likely to afford electric vehicles, affluent urban dwellers, are often those who need them least. They have shorter commutes, access to reliable public transportation, and the luxury of home charging. Meanwhile, those who could benefit, most rural residents, lower-income households, face a steep financial barrier to entry. And what about the hidden costs? Insurance premiums for electric vehicles are often higher, reflecting the expense of replacing those hefty battery packs. Specialized maintenance, while less frequent, can also dent the wallet. These factors, often overlooked in the initial excitement of going electric, contribute to the growing sense that electric cars are a luxury, not a necessity. Section 4. Policy paralysis, steering the EV revolution off course. If technology and cost are the brakes, then, well, government policy could be the accelerator. Yet here too, the picture is mixed. While some governments have rolled out ambitious plans to incentivize electric car adoption, implementation has been uneven. Tax credits expire, charging infrastructure lags, and long-term policy commitment remains uncertain. This inconsistency creates confusion and undermines consumer confidence. Imagine buying an electric vehicle based on a generous tax credit, only to have it disappear a few years later. Such policy U-turns send a clear message. The long-term commitment to electric vehicles isn't there. This uncertainty makes consumers hesitant to take the plunge, opting instead for the familiar growl of a gasoline engine. Furthermore, the focus on electric cars often comes at the expense of other sustainable transportation solutions. Robust public transportation networks, cycling infrastructure, and pedestrian-friendly urban planning often take a back seat. This myopic approach ignores the reality that a truly sustainable transportation future requires a diverse ecosystem of options, not just a singular focus on electric cars. Section 5. The road ahead, recharge or rethink. So, where do we go from here? Is the electric dream destined to be just that, a dream? Not necessarily. The challenges are real, but so are the opportunities. The key lies in acknowledging the complexities, recalibrating our expectations, and adopting a more pragmatic approach. Technological advancements continue apace. Battery ranges are improving, charging times are decreasing, and solid-state batteries with their promise of greater energy density and safety are on the horizon. As production scales up, costs will come down, making electric vehicles more accessible to a wider consumer base. But technology alone isn't enough. We need a fundamental shift in our approach to transportation policy. Governments must move beyond short-term incentives and embrace a holistic vision that integrates electric vehicles into a broader, sustainable transport ecosystem. This includes investing in public transportation, promoting cycling and walking, and designing walkable cities. Section 6. Beyond the hype. A call for pragmatism. The slowdown in electric car adoption is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that technological revolutions rarely follow a linear path. There will be bumps in the road, detours, and unexpected roadblocks. The future of transportation is not a binary choice between gasoline and electric. It's a spectrum of options that must be tailored to individual needs and local contexts. We need to move beyond the hype, the grand pronouncements, and the utopian visions. The transition to a sustainable transportation future will be a marathon, not a sprint. It will require pragmatism, flexibility, and a willingness to adapt to changing circumstances. The electric car, while an important part of the solution, is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. The challenge and the opportunity lies in figuring out how all the pieces fit together. The future of transportation is not preordained, it's something we create. And the choices we make today will determine whether we accelerate towards a truly sustainable future or remain stuck in the slow lane of progress. The road ahead is long, but by embracing pragmatism, fostering innovation, and working together, we can steer ourselves towards a cleaner, more efficient, and more equitable transportation future for all.